So, just working on some stuff and wanted to talk about movement from the kind of ABC perspective. Like, what is movement made of? Um, it's made of an entire relationship with our nervous systems, with the external world, with the internal world. Movement is not just fitness, y'all. Movement is literally how we move through space, through our lives, through tension, through the changing of sensations that we experience, not just going to the gym and doing a routine or even yoga. It is literally the way that we embody ourselves in this world. And so I think of somatic movement more as like the ABCs of movement. We all have like goals and desires and expectations on ourselves, and we are pulling our bodies along this ride, sometimes head first before body, which I've talked a lot about, but getting into the body and learning its life force, your emergent intelligence, is the respectful responsibility that we all owe ourselves while we use this vehicle on our life's journey. And the reason that I'm saying this is because there's so much desire and talk about regulating the nervous system without understanding that your nervous system is tapped right into the deepest part of you. So if you have these lofty goals, if you have these physical practice, or you're moving through space with certain expectations on the body, on what it has to do, on who you need to be, then we're not actually in the body. We're in maybe the head, maybe the ego, maybe in a belief system that we adopted 20 years ago or something. So the somatic movement course is not only an opportunity to work with healing, with chronic tension and holding patterns, but to learn the ABCs of movement, of what it's like to be in a body in a conscious relationship with how we move through space and how we interpret sensations. Because it's like on the back end, our body, mind, spirit matrix is taking in information and sending those signals of what that personal interpretation means, and that is somatic, of the living body, that interpretation, that feedback loop. And if we're not in relationship with that, we're kind of driving blind in this vessel that is the body. So we learn a lot about how to discern proprioception, interoception, the feelings outside of the body, the internal feelings in the body, to actually learn feedback from the nervous system. What is my body, my mind, spirit matrix telling me through this language of felt sense? Felt sense, as in what we feel. And so that does give the authority back to us as valid interpreters of our own experience. And the reason why this helps and is very significant to the trauma informed and trauma healing element of all of this is because so many of us have had experiences where we did not feel respected, seen, or in control. So this really does bring back our sense of authority, agency, even creativity, because that's a part of personal expression, so that we can have more consent with our bodies and how they feel as we move through our lives. We can actually learn how to not only open and expand to our own feelings, but to our own creative expression in the world. How we, in shifting our posture, could actually be considered an act of creative expression, because it feels at times like we're stuck the way we are. But if we learn how the body and nervous system works together to create change that's lasting physically, physiologically, spiritually, emotionally, then we can repattern, create new patterns, that is a creative act, into our whole matrix of being. So never short on words. Please do join if you feel called or curious about any of this. There's more information with like what each week involves at the links that I'll include. And always wishing you a lot of love and peace.